I want to say that 15 years ago, a decision was made that was not a situational one. The People's Front, and these days we are marking its 15th anniversary, has fully justified itself. First of all, it has succeeded in bringing together people like you. My deepest thanks to you for everything that you do. Throughout all these 15 years, not only during these years of the special military operation, which of course is also something I will speak about, you have always been at the forefront of addressing the country's problems, and you have been able to identify those points where attention must be focused in order to provide assistance to specific people. And that means, ultimately, helping the entire country and the entire Russian state. This feedback from the people is extraordinarily important for every level of government and for the country as a whole. As far as I know, you currently have 552 presidential instructions under your supervision. This is not just idle talk. After all, where do these presidential instructions, the instructions of the head of state, come from? They come after the direct line with citizens. That is obvious. Preparations are made for these broadcasts, and it is clear that entire teams work on them. But regardless of all that, it is still a live connection with the people. And these instructions do not come out of thin air, nor do they fall from the sky. They come from the people, from their problems, from what they encounter and what they are trying to overcome in their lives. That is where these instructions come from. And what is it essentially that you are working on? You are working to help people directly, because even when their requests, so to speak, are transformed into instructions from the head of state, they are still not so easy to implement within the framework of a huge administrative machine. And you know, this is not Russia's problem alone. It is simply a problem faced by any state structure anywhere on planet Earth. It is the same everywhere. But nowhere is there a structure like yours, like the All Russia People's Front. And you work in every one of the most important areas. Take healthcare. Thanks to your efforts, the problems of children suffering from diabetes are being addressed. In the field of education, you draw attention to what is important in this extraordinarily important, excuse the tautology, sphere of activity. What could be more important than a child's soul? What could be more important than shaping that child, shaping his or her views on life, on society, on other people? What could be more important than the attitude of the younger generation toward their parents, toward their grandmothers and grandfathers? Respect for everything they devoted their lives to doing, for them, for their future children, and for their grandchildren. What could be more important than all of this for preserving, strengthening, and developing the Russian state? Nothing. And this is exactly what you are doing. And finally, during the special military operation, you work directly with people, with the fighters and with the members of their families. What could be more important than that? Nothing. Today, there is nothing more important. And this is exactly what you are doing. You know, people often ask, how is it that the entire Russophobic, so-called aggressive part of the so-called collective West is fighting against us, while we continue to develop our economy, strengthen our finances, improve our armed forces, achieve new results in the defense industrial sector, and move forward? Our guys, our fighters, keep moving forward. How is that possible? It is possible, among other things, thanks to your efforts. You have united more than 20 million citizens of the Russian Federation around yourselves, and not from the state, but from ordinary citizens who voluntarily trusting you have contributed more than, well, almost 70 billion rubles for the purposes of the special military operation. That is how it happens. And that is why, without any doubt, victory awaits us. Thank you. I thank you, and I will be pleased to take part in presenting awards to the laureates of the All Russia People's Front. Thank you.